Have you ever been out somewhere in public, lost in thought, and then suddenly you hear someone saying your name? It immediately gets your attention, right? How is it possible that out of all of the noise and sounds around you, your brain immediately perks up and notices just that one word? I once read a book called E², which gives 9 do-it-yourself energy experiments that prove your thoughts create your reality. One of the exercises it gave me was to set an intention to see something the following day and write my intention down. I decided to choose a silver car. Strangely, I saw several silver cars the next day. At the time, I thought it was quite extraordinary, and it seemed to illustrate to me the power of intention. The truth is, I probably see silver cars daily, but my brain screens them out. The part of the brain that's responsible for this screening task is called the Reticular Activating System. It's a small collection of nerve pathways that sit between the top of the spinal cord and the base of the brain. Its job is a little like a bouncer in a nightclub. It acts as a kind of doorkeeper between the sensory system and the conscious mind. It organizes and filters information, and actively seeks out stuff that conforms to your beliefs, just like the bouncer seeks out certain people to allow in the club, according to the club policy. The RAS decides what data to let through, and what to send on the walk of shame, past the queue of other data, waiting to get into your brain's nightclub. It only lets through the pieces of information that are important to you. This is vital, because each day, you take in the equivalent of around 34 gigabytes of data. To put this into perspective, just 1 gigabyte of data on your smartphone allows you to send around 1,000 emails and browse the internet for about 20 hours. So that's about 34,000 emails and over a month of internet browsing, 24/7 every single day. For your conscious mind, this seems humanly impossible, right? It's easy to see how overwhelmed you would be without these filters. It takes TMI to a whole new level. This small collection of tissue plays a vital role in ensuring that everything around you aligns with your subconscious beliefs. But let's define important for a second. For the RAS, this word is absolutely subjective. It defines important according to subconscious beliefs you hold. And beliefs in themselves are just ideas. So, let's imagine that you hear about a job that you would really, really love to apply for. You look at the job spec and seemingly out of nowhere, a negative belief script pops up. There are probably hundreds of other applicants better than me. I don't know if I'm worth that amount of money. It may show up as a feeling, or it may show up as a kind of inner dialogue. It's the epitome of a self-fulfilling prophecy. But beliefs and ideas can be changed, can they not? Yes, of course, they can. However, when they're sitting inside neural pathways etched into the fabric of the brain, well, that becomes a little bit of a problem. Difficult, but not impossible. That's where focus comes into the picture. Focus is very much the responsibility of the RSA. Remember that intention to see a silver car? I was setting my focus onto a specific, but banal, goal. I set my focus and, the universe, aka the subconscious, delivered. Let's look at it another way. Every day, you're presented with hundreds of choices. How long to snooze after the alarm goes off? What to eat for breakfast? How long to ignore your full bladder, while you quickly finish scrolling through social media or typing that message? Choices you probably aren't even aware that you've made, because you aren't really focusing on them. You're probably focusing on what you need to get done today, the big picture, executive thinking part of your day. How about you intentionally set your focus for a specific goal, as you wake up? That intention could be to get something finished, to deliver that report, clean that dusty corner, whatever. As you awaken, or as you go to sleep, your brain enters a theta wave state, and this means that your subconscious is much more receptive than when you're fully awake. Thus you're more likely to achieve the intention that you focus on at this time. Going back to the reticular activating system, the truth is, it's the bouncer of your very own club. It takes instructions from your conscious mind and delivers them to your subconscious. It's the magic bridge between the conscious and unconscious, and how you deliver those instructions is critical. Whenever you set an intention, use the present tense. If your instruction goes along the lines of, "I hope to do XYZ today," you are essentially sending a vague, doubtful instruction to your subconscious. Hope is something that belongs to the future, and the subconscious mind has no concept of space or time. It lives in the present. Your subconscious mind, willful and capricious child that it is, will simply ignore this instruction. A much stronger, positive and more direct instruction is, "I quickly finish that report with ease today. I'm confident and persuasive during the job interview. I'm so delighted that I have that job at XYZ." The list goes on. You choose. The science behind this technique is called self-affirmation theory, put forward by social psychologist Claude M. Steele. Together with other researchers looking into affirmations and their effects on the mind and body, it was discovered that affirmations improve resilience and lower stress, amongst other wide-ranging benefits. We're using affirmations as a tool to focus the RAS, so that you can begin to program in new beliefs instead of running on autopilot. I'd recommend that if you're interested in using your internal bouncer to only let the cool things into your life, you can start to train your focus on what you desire immediately. Start small, to test it out. There's little investment in something meaningless, and your subconscious mind won't have any programs or beliefs that prevent it from carrying out this instruction. Do this exercise consistently, every day, because the subconscious is the mind of habit. Make a conscious effort to focus on what you want to achieve and attract into your life on a day-to-day basis. You might find it helpful to use affirmation cards as part of your daily practice of self-care, and I've left the links to some great ones in the description box below. You may not be aware of it, but your conscious mind is constantly sending instructions to your subconscious. All the mental chatter, between 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts you have every day, are instructions. You don't want your bouncer letting thugs into your classy nightclub, do you? Start fleshing out your club's new policy today, using the power of your reticular activating system. Doesn't this make you sound just a teeny bit like a Bond villain? I hope that you've been inspired to start using your brain to enhance your experience of life. If you're interested in the E² book I mentioned in this video, I'll leave the link below, and I wish you success with your reticular activating system.